Hey guys, welcome to my channel and my second live stream. I hope you can hear me. I can't tell because I have no way of knowing. I can see the mic is on, but I have no idea if others can hear me or not. Anyways, since there's not any people, I'm going to start talking about the drawing. So I had this drawing from a very long time. It's part of a project, and I haven't colored it yet. So I thought, why don't I color it in a with a texture brush? Somebody was talking about blending texture brushes and how to do that in last live stream in my last live stream. So I thought maybe I should do it in this one as well, and probably with a drawing that has an outline, because last stream I did it without outline and just mishmashed and just put some color on the canvas and then went on from there. But this one is a well structured drawing and I want to use texture brush on this drawing that is already done, and I'm not just trying to create a shape with color to begin with. So let's start this. So a little bit of background of this drawing is it is part of a story, so that's why you don't see a full body drawing. It is a kind of one portion of a story, kind of like a webtoon, not webtoon, it's kind of like a comics, but kind of full page comics. Anyways, so I started with a dark background because I felt like when I'm using a texture brush, it really shows the texture. You can really see the texture if the background is darker. That's just my opinion, my experience. Anyways, another thing I wanted to talk about is my channel. I was thinking of changing my channel's topics and make it more interesting with different variations, but I'm not really sure about it. I conducted a poll and I only got 7 people to vote on that poll, so I'm still confused. Nonetheless, I have created a new channel. If you guys want, you can subscribe to the channel. The link is in the description. It will be kind of a fun channel, not so serious channel, where I can post games and art and other stuff, anything I like, mostly related to art, but anything that would be enjoyable for both me and the viewer. Now this channel is becoming a bit stagnant with a similar kind of drawing, and to be honest, I don't post that often in this channel either. Now all of a sudden, if I start posting games and movie reviews, not movie reviews, like I have a lot of opinion about artistic movies, or movies that can inspire artists, so this kind of thing, or literature, movies, and all other stuff that related to art but not directly art itself. A lot of people think that art mean you just show how to draw to other people and that's it, like that's supposed to be it, an art channel. But for me, it has many variations, so that's why I wanted to make it diverse. But I really am not sure, because my viewers mostly all the subscribed people, I think only 5% watches my video. Most of the viewers are outsiders, so they don't care about my videos and what I'm posting. And the subscribers who actually watch my videos, uh, I understand I don't post that often, so they don't come back that much. So still, if you're watching this and if you think you want to see something different, or like just have a good communication, you can subscribe to my new channel. I am however, I was thinking of asking you lot in this live stream what to do, like what do you prefer, but there's no one to ask right now, and I saw someone just came in and they just probably left. I don't know. Anyways, so obviously to create the base I use gouache opaque. There are different brushes of gouache, which is opaque and mix and water. Gouache opaque is just the name, as the name suggests. It will give you the base color, it will give you the solid color, it will still have the texture. If you are going to use it, you will see the texture as over here. You can see that it does give a texture, and you have to stroke multiple time if you don't want the bluish hue, because the background is dark bluish hue, not to seep through the foreground color. But other than that, it's good for texturing. You can, however, if you don't want to, oh my god, the sound, I'm sorry for all the noise outside. This is why I don't want to do live streaming. Anyways, so what was I saying? Yeah, if you don't want to stroke the brush over and over again, you can just use the bucket tool and fill the color as you please, and then you can use this texture brush for shadows or lights, for variation. But I do not do that, because when I fill the color using the bucket tool, it gives a very smooth background color. On top, when I'm giving just shadows or light or whatever, it will only create a texture part where I'm just using shadow or light, and rest of the color will be very smooth. So it does not feel coherent, it does not feel harmonious. With a very smooth color, there's rough texture, at least for me. But if you like it, you can do it. What I do generally, I just color the areas in different base colors. For example, skin, dress, hair over here, that's what I'm doing. And this is another thing I do when I'm using dark background, is sometimes I turn off the background and see if there's any color any place where I miss the color, because oftentimes with dark background you can't see, but then maybe you want to give a glow to the character or some sort of lighter shade at the background. It starts to, it looks ugly, it starts to kind of seep through. Now here I did something after coloring the skin, which because I did not want the background to be shown too much through the texture, so I kind of duplicated the layer and then merged them, so the color become much thicker. Still, if you see the zoomed in portion of the color, you can see the texture is still there. It's not like the texture is completely gone. The texture is can be seen in form of the combination between blue, the background blue, and the skin color. Now if you want any, like for example, this painting has a basic theme of bluish shade, like it has a basic color theme. But if you want something is with much warmer, probably you can use a warmer color background, and then you use your different color shade in the foreground. It depends on what kind of color theme you want to use and what kind of impression you want to give. Now since it's a mermaid, hopefully it is understandable. Since it's a mermaid, obviously I'm just giving a bit bluish hue all over, and yeah, blue, green, all this stuff. So now I'm coloring the dress. Did I color the pearls? I don't remember. Anyway, so hello, is it someone that just came in, or is it just me? Am I saying hello to myself? Can can people? I don't know if anyone can hear me or not. Okay. So someone's just coming and going. Or YouTube is just messing up with the numbers. I really don't know what's going on. So, yeah, uh, even when I'm coloring the dress, one good thing about coloring something in cooler color, or when the background is blue, and you're using cooler color in for foreground, you can create a different kind of shade using the background color. Like if you stroke lightly on certain part, it will be bluish, and if you stroke much more harder on certain parts, it will be more greenish, and then it will create a very nice combination of colors. So I thought I should have been make the video a bit faster, because yeah, I really have I really don't know what to say about this. Like you just color the base. I think last live stream's speed was perfect, because this one is a bit slower. I know, because even I'm thinking like, why did I do that? Why am I making it so slow? Imagine how much more time it actually took me to draw. I mean, obviously a bucket tool would have been better. Like using a bucket tool, psh, 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 all the colors are done, and then you just shed away. But yes, I chose the harder path, because yeah, I had so much time on my hand. No, I did not have so much time. I don't know why I did this. But yeah, it does give a lot of shades and texture. And I really love this texture effect. So probably that's why. I see another person came in, but I really don't know it's me or YouTube doing something with the number. If you're someone watching my video, thank you and hi. That's it. I don't know. I'm saying hi to myself or a viewer, but nonetheless, it's fine. So yeah, I have been playing some games and thinking of developing some stuff, like some basic games and all based on art. But I really don't know. For past few months, I'm not getting enough inspiration. So maybe that's why I'm not coming online that much, like on YouTube. And then I have this huge dilemma what to do, if I want to change the content of my channel or not, what kind of content people would want to watch if I want to change, because I want to communicate with my viewers. But I did my last polling, and yeah, as I said, not many people voted. And that's why I actually wanted to talk to as many people as possible through this live stream, but there's not many people watching either. So yeah, so if you're someone who is watching later, probably nobody would watch 20 minutes in. If someone is watching this video later on, but still, if you're someone who is watching a rerun of this live stream, do comment below at least your opinion. If you're a subscriber of this channel, if you want to see something new, the things I mentioned at the beginning, it would be really helpful for me. to understand what you want to watch and what would be acceptable, like what things that I like, if I can share them in this channel or not, etc. Anyways, so every time I'm drawing, I'm coloring a portion, I just duplicated it and then merged it, and I kept all the parts separately, like skin separately, her this is kind of like kelp made or seagrass made dress, something like that. That outfit separately, her tail, the below portion separately, and her fin. Now the difference between her body and her fin is that the fin here at least is fantasy, so I can draw however I want. So I just think that it will be a bit transparent, semi-transparent. So yeah, that's why I colored it, but I reduced its opacity. So the texture is there, but at lesser opacity. And also I use a color that is a bit dim rather than bright. So it's kind of like you can see the dark background through the tail, kind of illusion it will give, like if the lower opacity doesn't work, that is. Yes, YouTube is again messing with the numbers. Like I seriously, I don't is it working on a delay or something? Like what's going on? Never mind. So also my streaming app is not working properly today. It closed off twice before I tried to start my streaming. So yeah, very good day I'm having so far. Anyways, hello there, someone's there new, or maybe I'm still saying hi to myself. Anyways, if you're someone other than me, you can say hi back to me. And if you're me, well, I don't have to talk to myself on a live stream. I will do that after the live stream. Okay, so yeah, now this color is why I'm using this color. First of all, obviously her tail is bluish, so I use that bluish greenish color. The word, it has a word, I know, I just don't remember right now. Teal, yeah, it's kind of like teal color. So of course I did not reduce the opacity right now, but I will do that. But her main focus will be her hair in this painting. So while you are painting something, you have to first make sure what will be the main focus. Is it the entire painting, or is it a particular thing? Like for example, in this painting, her hair is the main focus. So obviously I'll be doing a lot of things with her hair, like a lot of shades and lighting, etc. But as usual, I'm still on the base coloring level. Hey, oh, someone's here. Triceratops. Okay. Hi. How are you? That's my awkward conversation mode because, Hi. So, are you an artist? If so, what do you use? Like, are you a digital artist or a traditional artist? So yeah, as usual, I'm still having a bad time today because now my net is acting weird, which never happens, almost never happens. And it's like, I'm not gonna work today. And I'm not sure if this thing is on or not. Like, I'm talking to the void or actually talking to my stream viewers, if there's any viewer. So what I'm going to do, turn off my Wi-Fi. Yes, today is like cursed by the most powerful person who can. Uh, oh, digital work. What kind of digital work do you do? Is it digital? Bush. You mean the foliage video, right? I think the foliage video. Yeah, that's the only video anyone watched in my channel, I think. But yeah, I mean that was a Photoshop video. A level. Okay. So I have no like. Do you have art as a subject in school? Oh, that's great. I wish the people who watched that video actually watched other videos, but I really appreciate the fact that you actually decided to watch my other videos and here. Oh, art is a subject. Oh, sorry for this background noise. That is really great. I remember when I was in school. First of all, we had art as a subject in our primary school, but not later on. And even if you want to take art, people would be like, "Why are you wasting your life?" And it was so humiliating, and people will always discourage. It's weird. I mean, it maybe it depends on different cultures and all, but I really envy people who can actually take art as a subject. And I would tell you that if you love art, um, just give your 100%. It never at least for me, I don't think it will ever fail you. It's such a stress relief. It's such a um, to some extent I feel like it has such a spiritual experience. And yeah, it's really really great to work when you feel down. If you love art, that yeah, extremely relaxing. So it's never give up on it, no matter how much. I don't know if you have people around you who will discourage you, but I still have. And I would suggest that never give up. At least even if you don't go in this line, if you take some other line, or if you were busy, at least keep some time for art. Like it's kind of like a me time for everyone. Some people do yoga, some people watch movies or sports, and then there's people who just play with colors. So yeah, I would suggest that at least. Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, there was a time that I even couldn't touch my. I came from a traditional art background, so originally I used to do all sorts of watercolor or pencil coloring, and what is that thing called? Pastel. Yeah, pastel, pastel coloring, and all that. Different types, like there was pastel, there was oil pastel, and there was different kind of color pencil that I used, and then there was watercolor, gouache, acrylic. And um, from there I came to digital because again there was a problem of people not liking me wasting my time doing art. So digital was one thing was great for me when it came to digital, is that I could carry my not laptop. Here I'm using a tablet, so I could carry it anywhere and I could sit there and draw for a moment away from all the disturbance. So that was great. But I really love traditional art as well. So do you do traditional art or just digital? I really don't know if you're still here or not, but yeah. And also, there's a delay in chat, I think. Oh, now I'm doing the shade. So I decided to add a little bit of warm color in her dress because her skin is warmish because I'm using darker brown color, but as a whole, there's not much warm color going on in it. It's full with blue and cool colors. So, oh, only digital. That's also great. I mean, nowadays they have a lot of texture brushes that actually replicate the traditional style, and I absolutely love it. For some reason, I just can't stop uh, using texture brushes. I really need to move on from this to other brushes, but it's so good. Like, for example, right now I'm using gouache brushes. Do they give exact shade? Not real exact texture, not really, but they work well. Also, they give a fine texture, like you're working on a cold pressed paper. So that's a lot of achievement for me. And this app, Ibispaint, actually one of the few apps I found where the quality of the brushes are really great, and like they maintain the quality. It's not like uh, I have used some other apps. I'm not going to name names, but um, those apps were not that. At least their brushes were not this good. Only problem Paint has is the size problem. There's a size limit they have. If that they remove, I think it's one of the best app. I mean, it can compete with one of the professional apps out there. I used to use Photoshop a lot, but yeah, my computers are most of my computers just broke, and I didn't bother to you know repair them. I actually have one, but I what to say, it's just way better this way with tablet. Like, is you can take anywhere you want. And yeah, so anyways, yeah, as I was saying, that now I'm using both the opaque brush and the um, gouache mix brush to shade. Now, while shading, you always have to think of the light source. Now, here in this painting, there's not much of light source. Spoiler alert, her hair will be the light source of everything here, a bit of her fin. So there's no external light source, so to speak. So that's why I'm thinking of how the light will fall on her dress or on her skin. So the light will come from her hair, so it will come from upward side. So base shiny part of the light will be kind of on the upper side of her clothing. So generally, since it's just all in my mind and not exactly, I'm not exactly showing it yet. When you're painting, you can point out like where yeah, so you when you're painting, you can think in your head where the light source will be, or you can make a rough where you just create some light color, like a shade, kind of how I did with the mushroom in my last live stream. But generally what I do, that's why I think it's very difficult for me to explain, is that I always think where the light source will come from and then paint. If you don't want that, it's kind of a difficult to imagine initially where all the light will fall and how will it work. Just put some color, light color towards the light source and create a smooth blend to see where the light, for example, here I know the light will come from the hair, so I am giving darker shade on the lower part of the arm that is folded, and probably the other, yeah, probably the other arm, yes, so also the lower part of the arm. Now this I will blend all this. When I will blend all this, they will go away, this extremely rough edge of the shade. I personally don't like rough edge. So what kind of art do you do, like, or like rather, like, do you like modern art or Disney-esque, anime-esque art, or do you like traditional art? mm, you know, there are different kind of art. So what kind of do you like? Impressionism. There's actually, I personally like both classical, like those old baroque art, or other classical arts. I like all sorts of art, the things that I understand actually. Those that I don't understand, not my cup of tea. They are art, but I have no idea what polygonal art is. I should Google, but trying to learn more about landscapes. Oh, landscapes. Digitally, right? And which application do you use? Like software, which software you use for your A level? Because it also depends on software. Generally, if you know the basics, it doesn't, but oh, Photoshop, yes. Do you use Photoshop CC? Because I stopped using Photoshop after Photoshop CS6, because CC has this monthly thing going on, and I had one problem with Photoshop CS6, at least up to CS6, Photoshop didn't have stabilizer, which a lot of other apps do. Uh, Another program, not app is like kind of like Android app I'm talking about, no, but a program you can try is Krita is almost like Photoshop and advanced, a little heavy, however, but it has stabilizer. I know Photoshop CC has stabilizer, especially I think CC 2018. From CC 2018 they have stabilizer, but Krita actually is a very good app and for free. I often use that. And no, I'm not saying that you should change it to Krita, because if you, in your school they're using Photoshop, you have to do it in Photoshop. And if you're using CC, probably you have stabilizer and all the other modern facilities. But yeah, but you can give it a try, Krita. I used Krita for some of the animation, because Krita also has animation. Only problem is it's frame by frame animation, and I'm so lazy. I'm too lazy to draw. Photoshop is kind of an industry standard, I have to admit. Even though I'm trying to find an alternative, but you can have like multiple softwares as an alternative, but one software, there are softwares like Clip Studio Paint, which is I think one time buy. Yes, I think there is a one time buy option for Clip Studio Paint, and I hope someday I will buy it, because I want to animate, and it has a lot of helpful uh, yeah, I think they have the Clip Studio Paint X. That is the one that has animation. Like you can do professional level animation, and I was just looking into what modern anime companies are using. They don't use Photoshop, which was mind blown for me. I didn't even know that they don't use Photoshop. They don't use Adobe Animate. That's the Flash new name, I think, or those kind of app. They use this one, Clip Studio Paint. There was another one that they used, like there was more usage of that. I don't remember, but then I found animation apps called Open Tunes, which is the Ghibli movie Spirited Away. I think Spirited Away was made with that software. That's completely free, that software. So I mean, I've always tried to look for alternative. Because of that, there is amazing softwares out there that are completely free, like for animation Open Tunes, for 3D animation Blender also you can use for to. I don't know if you like animation or not, I'm just talking about animation, um, because I really like it. I really like creating, not only painting. I like how should I put it? When you love painting, like not you as in you, but when someone loves painting, at some point they want something more out of it. That's what I wanted, and that's where animation comes in. So, oh, donut, yeah, everybody watches that, the donut tutorial. It's easier, yeah, that's the easiest one. And yeah, I mean, no, every time I ask someone, "Oh, have you seen?" Yes, I've seen someone making a donut. Not only that, someone making millions of donut out of it. I was like, okay, that's a famous one. Yeah, it's the tutorial for everyone. The fact that I hardly watch Blender tutorial and I still watch that donut one speaks volume. So yeah, so what kind of what other stuff you have in your art class, like apart from Photoshop, which is for painting, and do you like have animation or some sort of I don't know what's going on in the art world. I'm totally blind, kind of. I live in my own world, to be honest. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to, while I was chatting with you, I just need to mention something. I kind of overlooked. Okay, now I kind of did some lighting, but not exactly lighting. I used lighter tint, lighter shade of the same color, and gave a kind of a hint of lighting. If you look at the painting, it's not in overly obvious that lighting is there, but it's kind of subtle way of showing that there's lights on her face, on her shoulder, and on her collarbones, and on top, and some parts of her fingers. So when you're shading like that, I think is helpful when you will add further lighting later on. One thing I do when I feel really lazy, I paint the character or the object in neutral light, and then I add separate lighting on top of it. That you can do, which is I think yeah, laziest way to do something, and it's good. Like you can use a multiple type of lighting. If you are painting the object in neutral light, then you can do whatever you want with the lighting on top of the object, using overlay layers or multiply layers or color dodge, whatever, like depend on how much shadow and light you want to use. Now this is where I just put a bit more effort because I had time that day. I don't know, I just had I just gave some effort, and I added a bit of shine, different part of a body, of outfit, of a skin and whatnot. And because later on when I will add the obvious lighting on those places, it will look better. And this something that I'm doing right now, adding extra hair, is because after coloring I realized I didn't like the shoulder. Like it looks uneven for me. So I didn't want to like erase and whatever. I just like, okay, nobody has to know. People who will watch my final painting, they don't have to know that her shoulders are not even. I just drew some hair on top of her shoulder. It's, yeah, it's a lazy way of fixing your mistakes. That's all I can say. Um, yeah, I should have checked it when I was drawing, but it was I drew it long time back. I don't even remember how long time back I drew it. So yeah, I didn't even notice that she had an uneven shoulder problem. So just went the lazy way. Probably people, when people watch my video like, oh my god, she is so lazy, she just use all the lazy method. No, a lot of people do. A lot of people use lazy ways. So I didn't want to shed the tail, but then I thought maybe I should, because otherwise it looks kind of bald. It doesn't have any interest in. Okay, thank you. Nobody thinks that. That's great. But no, actually, I have used a lot of lazy techniques, and I have seen a lot of YouTube videos where people said, "Don't do that, don't do," and I thought like, "Oh my God, I have done that a million times," and this artist is saying, "Don't do that." I felt so ashamed, and then I go back and do it anyway because yeah, who cares how the method is, like if the outcome is great. Of course there should be certain methods that should be followed, but I've seen a lot of people actually say don't use smudge brushes, don't blend with these water brushes or these brushes. But yes, not only that, as long as it produce the desired outcome. If you're using, like for example, a lot of people actually say that don't use water brushes, or uh, there are particular brushes that you can use to blend colors. Like in Photoshop, I use a particular smudge brush which is not the general smudge brush. I don't remember the name. It's something. It's watercolor wash. The brush name is watercolor wash. If you, I don't know if Photoshop CC has it. If you open Photoshop later on, just check this brush is present or not. Is great in Photoshop. It comes with the basic package. You don't have to download or anything. So if you're using it as a brush, it's great. If you're using it as a smudge brush, it's great. But of course, you need to change its power, like its strength. You need to adjust its strength and opacity while you're using it. But it gives amazing result, kind of like text. It gives a textured mixing of colors when you use it on different colors. And I've used it and I got amazing result. And then I open YouTube to check artists what they're suggesting, and they say don't use smudge brushes, and I'm like, oh dang, I just use smudge brush, but of course not the general one, the one that everybody uses. That one does not give proper outcome. But the one I'm talking about, watercolor wash, for me, if you can actually control it, because one problem I have seen with smudge brushes is that you cannot control it. I mean, people cannot control it. I could not do that. But watercolor wash is such a brush, it's not that difficult to control. And if you practice with it, it actually gives you a lot better result than the traditional blending method, where you put two colors, then you pick one color, and then you lower the opacity and brush over the other color, and you go on blending like that. That takes like forever. Another thing I saw, a very I used to be in DeviantArt, so I saw an artist doing there. He's a very good artist. Like his artworks, he was into hyperrealism, and his artworks were amazing. He used from him I learned that you can also use blur as a blending method. That is something I was, a lot of people would kind of cringe at the idea. How can you use blur to blend? Yes, you can use blur to blend. Not all the times or in all the places, but it depends on where you are doing it. If and like for that guy, he was into hyperrealism. He still is probably into hyperrealism. So sometimes you need smooth skin before you add some sort of blemishes to control the skin texture. Yeah, you can try using blur in this app as well. I have tried that in Ibispaint. It it is good, but again, you need to control the strength of the brush. A lot of people just will tell you that don't use this brush, don't use that brush. The thing is, you can use any brush if you know how much to control. Like for example, right now I'm shading, but I'm using less opacity of this brush. in this app you don't have the strength option, I think. I think it was this thing had Photoshop had some flow and some other option. I don't remember all the options. I haven't used Photoshop for years, I think. So still you can decide, like, if you don't want too much of that color, you can just reduce the opacity, reduce if you're using smudge brush, reduce the strength, and then you can use it, and then you can use the other color and blend a bit more, and that's how you create harmony between colors. Now I am using all separate layers. There's a reason for that. First of all, my recording was horrible, so I had to record this multiple times, this painting, so I had to delete what I painted and again record it. So that's why I kept it all in separate layers. And second thing was that I wanted to see how the outcomes, how the usage of this particular water brush gives what kind of outcome it gives. When you keep all the layers together, you can do that. One problem this brush has, water brush, I think in here I'm using gouache water. One problem it has, if you're going to use all the shades in one layer, it can make it murky. What I mean is that it often wash the color so much that the background comes out. It just works like water. If you use too much, the color will wash out or spread in a way that you don't want. So when you are using it for the first time, I think it's better to use in separate layer, and then you merge it if you like, and rather than putting all the color in one layer. Once you're fine with that, do it. Put all the color in one layer and create the shading as you wish. But keep in mind that watercolor, water brush, gouache or fluffy watercolor water, or there are other watercolor brushes, they will wash away the color, even the base color. So it's best to have base color and shade color separated when you're using this particular brush. Once you think, now I can control it enough, then you can use it in one layer. I do not recommend, but yeah, fine. Another thing is about these brushes, even though they are used as a mixing brush, they will have certain element of the color that is chosen. So if you're using this brush when the darker color is chosen, when you are blending, you will see the effect of darker color is more on the blending than the lighter. If you choose the lighter color, it will be exactly opposite. If you choose something in the middle, which I do most of the time, then it will give you a more or less balanced blending. Now I am adding the hairs. See, the thing is that hair in itself is glowing a little bit, but still, since it's a painting, a lot of people will think, no, she just has blue and greenish hair. So to make sure that people understand that it is glowing, I'm adding the light on her body. I will add more glow, because for some reason I just went full on glitter on her hair. So I don't know, I mean, what I was thinking. So, but what happens, sometimes you really don't have to show the source of light as bright. A lot of people do that. They like make it super bright. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to make it extremely bright. What you have to do, dim the environment, then it will automatically look bright. And on the objects, what's that sound? Oh, on the objects where the light is falling, give them a lighter shade. So automatically it will give you an idea that the light is falling on these objects, so that thing is illuminated, which it works wonderfully with candles. As someone asked me whether I can draw candle in a daylight, I said you can draw candle in a daylight like sunlight, but imagine a candle light as compared to sunlight. You won't be able to see the candle. The best way to draw lights that are less bright, not as bright as sun, is to draw it in a darker environment. If you want to focus on that particular object, like candle, or for in my case glowing mushroom. I love glowing mushrooms, which does not exist in reality, but if it would have existed, probably I would have been the highest collector of glowing mushrooms. I used to call them magic mushroom before I knew what they meant, but now I call them glowing mushrooms. Mushrooms who would glow, not any, there's no other meaning. So when I draw them or paint them, I want to have a darker background so that I can focus on their light. Same goes with the candle. Same goes with this mermaid's hair and tail. If I turn off the background blue layer, you will see how dark all her colors are. Her hair, her skin, her tail, everything that looks shiny under this dark blue background, with this dark blue background, you will see how they won't look shiny at all. They all look very dim and dull. This is the magic of color, I would say. This is how we perceive color. When you are using a very dull color in a darker background, they will lit up. That's a very magical thing that happens with color and light. Glowing mushrooms are present in a few games. They always produce a very involved. Yeah, I love glowing stuff. I really don't know why. Like I was playing, which I have been playing for past 1 month, Genshin Impact, and they have I went to Inazuma, which is I think the last Archon so far. They have lots of glowing flowers, glowing especially glowing flowers, and it looks amazing. And always you will see those glowing flowers in a darker place, like inside caves or in some deep pit or somewhere. They're not exactly under the bright light. Maybe some of them are, but I never noticed. But most of the time when I notice them, they're in darker places. Do you play Genshin Impact? Because yeah, I like it. Okay, as for the background, I actually painted a detailed background, but the recording got destroyed, so I painted it twice and the recording got destroyed twice. So I gave up and just added a bit of texture. Oh, you used to. Why did you stop playing it? I just started actually, and I was looking for a player to co-op with, because in-game co-op, people who co-ops, they you beat it, but it's not finished. You went to Leeway, obviously, and did you are you done with the Inazuma part as well? I think I'm done with the Inazuma because I don't see any more Archon quest. So I'm just roaming around the land and doing some vault quest and raising my kids, my characters. Yeah. No, have you played after the Inazuma update? After the 2.0 update? Because there's a lot of things going on in Inazuma. Like if you have done to Leeway, you might wanna go to Inazuma. Inazuma is the Electro Archon's place, however you call it. Electro Archon's ruling land. So, which level are your characters in? Like, what's their level? And adventure rank. Oh, Ganyu was in Leeway. Yes. Yes, she was in Leeway. Jet Palace. Yeah. Oh, no problem. That's okay. That's okay. I often casually throw this information that I am playing Genshin Impact, so that if there's anyone playing, I can add them in co-op, because I'm looking for someone to play with, because for a reason, of course. There was this quest, but where you have to go to another person's world and finish the quest there. So that's why. Stream confetti for better. Huh? Okay. Hi. Hello, stream confetti. You don't have to worry. If you're not playing, then it's fine. Okay. What's magical? Oh, her hair? Yeah. I love her hair. I am doing a lot on her hair. Hey, Nusrat. What? Nuna berry. Is that a kind of a fruit? I always wanted to ask. Like, what is Nuna berry? Okay, thank you for. My heart is on flame right now. Okay. Or your heart is on flame. So, yeah. Oh, I'm doing her. I always neglect my painting while I start chatting. So, the reason I'm adding this glow on her hair again, to kind of nail it to people's brain, like, to drive the point home that her hair is glowing. It's not your imagination, her hair is actually glowing. Nusrat, no, and Orna, na equals to Nuna, and berries for no reason. Yeah. Yes, that makes sense. I love berries actually. My favorite are raspberries and blueberries. Uh, that's why I always, when I see someone's talking about berry, I'm like, is this a new kind of berry? Because I really want to test it. So yeah, sorry about that. Okay, and the glows I'm using obviously in color dodge mode, because of course, why not? Color dodge mode is life for glow. And I'm also using the sputter brush because I want to show that it's sparkling, like all the sparkles are going moving different direction. Probably in a 3D movie or 3D modeling, it will look kind of like watery. Yeah, I love blueberries just as it. I like blueberry ice cream, if there is. I actually eat a lot of blueberry yogurt. What else? Blueberry. I like raspberry sticks. Ice lollies. How do you call it? Ice lollies are ice candies. Ice candies, like raspberry ice candies. Why don't you paint in Ibispaint? Ibispaint is really good, I'm telling you. I mean, only problem is the size, which is still itching for me. But other than that, Ibispaint, I think I shouldn't say this. This is controversial, but Ibispaint, um, the kind of brushes they have, I even Photoshop's, uh, apps like Photoshop's don't have. In Photoshop, of course, one positive side is that you can make your own brush. In Ibispaint, they did not give you that chance. That is one negative. And I also tried another app called Medibang. If you guys heard of it or not, I don't know. Medibang is really good. It don't have size this thing like Ibispaint has size restriction, and you can make your own brush in Medibang. That's another great app. I have to check if I can make a live stream on Medibang as well, or a painting video maybe. If you guys want to see Medibang, just let me know. Want to watch me painting in Medibang? I think it's Medibang. I keep calling it Medibang, but yeah. Actually, Japanese art applications are really good. Most people in the West, most people in anywhere, they don't give much attention to it, but they're quietly developing applications that are really, really good. I absolutely will tell you to become unconventional and use these apps or try these apps. Really. Oh, it lags. Maybe for this thing, what is it called? RAM, your system's RAM. Because I'm painting in a 3 GB RAM. It's just 3 GB. It's not even high, this thing, high config. And it's working so far. Now I don't know how. In fact, I use the highest canvas size on 3 GB. It becomes very slow, true, but it's still workable. At least it works for me. Yeah, you have to use Drive to save your art. You just go share option, and then if you are going to save as PSD, you save PSD with layer. If you want to save this thing, you save as IPV. There's an option called IPV in bracket artwork. You will save it as Ibispaint file on your drive. I'm not that talented, but yeah, I mean, you have to work on it. Though I'm telling you have to work on it, I never work on it. I just do whatever I please. That's the thing. If you paint for the sake of enjoyment, then automatically you'll do better. Don't rush yourself, or don't overjudge yourself, or don't push yourself like hard on yourself, like, oh, I can't do this, I'm a bad artist. Don't do that. Whatever you paint, do it. If you think that there are places to improve, self-criticism is the best criticism, I think. We don't have to listen to other people, because a lot of people actually say bad stuff in the name of criticism. I'm air quoting criticism here, but you criticize yourself. How come your this thing lags? Your RAM is 4 GB. What's your processor speed? Mine, I think 1.5 or 2 gigahertz. I have to check, but processor speed also matters, because not only RAM, but your processor that is processing the entire system needs to have enough capacity to process all the actions that's happening. So your processor speed also important. So I always check these two combination. Ooh, 6 GB RAM. Is it a tablet or a phone? If it's a tablet, which tablet are you using? Tell me. I desperately need a 6 GB tablet, probably. And what happened to Triceratops? Are you still there, Triceratops? I don't know if he, I don't know if they left or not. But as I was saying, okay, so I added some extra glitter or glow on her skins to give it more, to make it more prominent that the lights of her hair falling on her skin. So even with outline, you can have a very shaded painting. My only problem with this painting is that lighting on her face. I was supposed to make her inner part of the hair darker because it's not as if it's not glowing, but I forgot to do that. That's why it looks weird, like her forehead is so dark. People would think, why is it under shadow if her hair is glowing? Because it was not supposed to glow. I forgot to color that. It's just me it's just my forgetfulness. Other than that, I mean, that's why it would not make any sense that her forehead is in the shadow while her hair is glowing like a shiny moon or sun, whatever. Oh, phone. I have a phone with 8 GB RAMs, but I don't use on phone. I use a tablet because I use my finger to draw. So the problem is I have a very thick finger and I don't know where my finger is going, like what I'm drawing when I'm drawing. I made leaf brush and posted on gallery. Wasn't posting for many days. Rank was low. You mean gallery of Ibispaint, right? Like the Ibispaint. I've never tried that. I've never posted anything there because you have to log in with Twitter or something. I don't know. Okay. So this is the painting basically. The thing I wanted to show is the lighting, how lighting works. QR code of your account or QR code of brush, or which QR code did you use? I have used QR code for brush to share my brush from one app to another, but I've never used any other QR code. Or yes, that's why I never posted over there. I really don't know if I want to post over there or not. Like I really don't know what's going on in that area. Like I see there's pictures and they rank. Ibispaint actually rank each week or something. But is there a community? Do people follow each other? Like what's going on there? Like do they have they are logged in through other social media like Twitter or some other login account, so there cannot be any follow option, right? Or there cannot be, it's so, maybe I'm 100 years old or something, because it's just okay. Since you guys are here, there's 3 of you, so please tell me whether you would that's a difficult question, but right now I'm doing Ibispaint, so I'll say Ibispaint. But I do have a criticism of Ibispaint is size limit. I've been telling them, like, every comment, whenever I see them posting, I comment like, please lift the size limit because we need bigger sizes. And apart from that, I love Krita because it's free, is extremely advanced, and you can do animation on Krita. So I love Krita as well. And yeah, these two both are free or freemium kind of. Krita is completely free. That's why I also love that for poor artists like me, I can afford this. Like, I bought the advertisement free option of Ibispaint. It is affordable. It's not super costly or anything. Like, some of the app is super costly, and I'm kind of aiming for Clip Studio Paint. Probably I'll buy it someday. I think Clip Studio Paint has a lot of potential. So these are basically most of them are Japanese app. Another thing I want to tell you guys, I have a new channel where I want to post games and whatnot, because I asked you guys for a vote to vote whether I would do that in this channel or a separate channel. Only 7 people voted. So I really don't know what to do. Like, even though obviously there's a voting, I could say which one is majority, but there's only 7 people out of almost 7,000 subscribers. So I do I did make a new channel. If you guys like live streaming or me blabbering or watching me playing a game or stuff like that, just you can um, subscribe to that channel. The channel is mentioned in my description, so you can do that. It's absolutely kind of a you can see, if you look at the channel's name, if you look at the channel's name, you will know that channel is not serious. That channel is not for anything to do with serious things. It's in the description. The link is in the description, and oh, you checked it, yes. So that's the theme of that channel. Like, there won't be any serious conversation or anything. So I'll just post some stuff. I don't know if people will watch it or not, but probably if you guys interested, I will post in the weekend. Thank you very much. And I will post in the weekend, and I will probably mention it before posting, because otherwise, since it's a very new channel, nobody will know what I'm posting, and it will not get any attention from YouTube algorithm, which is already effed up. YouTube algorithm is horrible. So I'll just post my gaming videos. And oh, another thing is that I want to post videos discussing different facets of life that inspires art, if you guys like it. Oh, thank you. So if you guys like, I will talk about things that can inspire you, at least that things that inspired me as an artist. I don't know whether this channel or the other channel, but for a long time I've been thinking of talking about things that inspired me or inspires me, or when I have art block, what I feel like doing and all that. So if you guys like that, I will also make a video or a live stream or whatever. I don't have problem. This live stream, when I started, no one was there. Not a single person. I was talking to myself. So I will post when I will make a live stream. So if you guys are free, please come and join. And we will talk about a lot of things. Okay, so since we're done here, thank you for watching. And I'm horrible at all this stuff. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Yay. And see you in my next video or this thing, live streaming. I hope you enjoyed as long as you stayed. Bye.